Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I'm Dr. Gail, and this is Teri from Holding Your Space. Thanks for joining us today. And this is for a galactic conversation. And we're going to go into some different things here. I'm going to let Teri, we're having the most trouble as Teri coming in as an administrator to have start the questions and look at the questions. We haven't accomplished it yet.
No, we haven't. We are, I think it's the Galactics probably.
Yes. Don't know what's happening, but thanks everybody for joining us today. And we're going to talk about our techniques and healings and things that we do a little bit. It came to my attention that as we have progressed through these years, that we have new people that we need to explain exactly what we do, how we do it, who our guides are. I don't know how you can explain who your guides are when you have an army of them, but but anyway, I'm going to let Teri go ahead and start it, and I'll probably be asking you questions about what you do, who you are, where you come from, all that kind of things.
Okay. Well, then I'll ask you if you ask me.
Fair is fair.
Right? Yeah. So, hey, everybody, I'm Teri at Holding Your Space. It's my channel. And I have a meditation tribe that meets in the mornings. And we do a lot of galactic travel when we're doing that. And I think that we will find that as we get attuned to the galactics or the universal energy, that it's all intergalactic. And doesn't matter if you're born on the Earth, it's a universal planet, right? It's in the universe. So in some respects, we all are. Anyway, so the extraterrestrials, if you want to call them that, or galactics, or your soul family, a lot of times you might feel like you're more drawn to one soul family than another when you start learning more about them and where your interests lay. If you're interested in technology, if you're interested in healing, if you're interested in exploring. It's all, and Leah likes intergalactic. Thank you, Leah. So, yeah, it is all intergalactic. So, we really connect with that. And they say that the earth is made out of stardust, quite a bit of it. And our bodies are made out of stardust too, quite a bit of it. So we carry that crystalline energy within us. And so does planet Earth. So, oftentimes I look at the planets as being another galaxy on their own, as in they are also sentient. So they are sentient beings, just like the air is sentient, or the water is sentient. So you can go into a real wormhole, a quantum wormhole with that if you want to. But the way that we travel, and the way that the galactics travel, if you travel in your spirit body, if you travel in a ship, what that looks like and where those ships are located. So for me, as a young child, I would see things, and usually it was entities. And I had a team around me that helped me, and I called them the turds. But they were really, they were light beings that traveled inside meteors, which is the inside of the meteor was like a what are they called? Those rocks that you open them up and it's amethyst.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Whatever. Somebody in the chat will tell us what it is.
Right. So, and they would tell me to change the channel, and I would just put my face in my pillow and I'd change the channel. And so geodes, thank you, Leah. Yeah, in Tillville. And it's just like, so I would be able to change the channel on things. And that kind of went for a long time. And then when I was a young teen and I started going out and I would see people that I knew that their bodies weren't from this planet, they just looked a little more unusual than others. There were the dark ones with the sky blue eyes, kind of like Dr. Gail, dark hair, but light skin and sky blue eyes. And you knew that they were probably, I don't know, what do you think, Arcturian? A lot of Arcturians have that.
Well, that's what I am. It's an Arcturian. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the really tall ones with big hair and a big jaw, very Nordic looking, which were some were Palladian and some were Lyran, I now think. So anyway, it's interesting how we grow up with that and then we start looking at it. And probably you guys all saw that and while you were growing up too. And then the different places that you go to and you see them. Like for me, a Renaissance festival,
Yeah.
you're gonna meet all kinds.
Anything where there's any costumes.
Yeah, costumes are big and music.
Yeah, but they blend in because everybody's wearing costumes.
Right. Yeah, everybody looks a little different then, and it's kind of in to look different then. Oh, hi, Cindy from Finland. Nice
Yeah.
to see you.
Got a few new people here.
Yeah, yeah, lots of new people coming in.
Yeah, you want to say hello to them?
Yes, I'll say hello. Hello, everybody.
And then we'll go more into your story.
Okay. So I'm going to go all the way back and say hi to Jen. Hello, beautiful Jen. And RLC, Annie Bear, hello. Kathleen, Leah, Suzanne, hello. Sarah, Diane G. Hey, Hypnicity. How are you doing, Nalani? Hey, White Dragon, Lightwalker. Good to see you.
Oh, great name.
Right? Great name. We were looking at your little picture and your name, and we were like, who is that?
Yeah.
Heavenly Blessed Honey, Sonia, Debbie, Three Shifting Veils. Good to see you again. And yeah, so people are rolling in. Rush. Anyway, hi to everybody that I didn't mention. Oh, Deanne's here. Nancy Jean's Garden's here. Well, I didn't mention her.
Hey, Nancy Jean.
Oh my gosh, and Patricia Stokes is here, and that's my sister. Hello, Patricia.
Oh, that's your sister. Oh, hey,
that's my sister. Now, this is interesting. So my sister one time, and I hope it's okay if I say this, Patty, she woke up and her husband was like having trouble breathing. She could hear him. Well, there was what are the, is it draconian?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And reptilian. It was a reptilian.
Yeah.
He was right above her husband's body and he was trying to breathe out his breath.
Wow.
And she gave him a look, and my sister can give you a look. I'll say that because I grew up with her. You don't mess with Patty. So she gave him a look and she said, not here.
She says she loves a story.
I can't remember exactly what you said to him, Patty, but it was something pretty funny. Like, you better get out of here. And he looked at her like she could see him. He could not believe that she could see him. And he skedaddled and she never saw him again. But so you might find that some of it runs in your family too. His top half was punk rocker, probably. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. So
that is a lesson in there because Patricia, you did just right. We're stronger than any negative entity that shows up. And all you have to do is give a look, yell at it, tell it to go away, bring in all whatever you need, stones, angels, whatever. And we're stronger than whatever it is, whatever entity might come in.
Yeah. Yeah. We are. And you can call in your angels, you can call in your guides, you can call in all sorts of things, but really you're a creator, you are divine. And you can just, like Patty did, say, get out. So you have the power.
It shocked them.
Yeah. Yeah. Really surprised them. Open up a can of whoop-a, right, Aunt Leah? That's right. Definitely. Yeah. Take care of business. So anyway, but it's interesting how we grow up with that. And then we return to it. I feel like a lot of people, like, I don't know. I think the young people now too are really into it. I guess more so than when I was growing up.
Well, you even see it in the movies and things. People openly talking about, oh, I got a card reading or a reading, or openly talking about it, or like it's a normal thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. And also, the movies and the media, and then also Congress is even talking about it.
Well,
does not get a lot of media attention, but they have a lot going on in Congress about it too.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see which Congress members are interested in it.
Probably the ones that went up in the ships.
Yeah. You see, they go, oh, you're connected, you're connected, you're connected. Is both sides, who all has probably had an experience, and that's why they're there.
Yeah. And so when we say that somebody is like an ET, it can be a relative
Mhm.
in some respects, can it? Or a
Right,
guide. Yeah. Yeah. And not all are bad and not all are good. They're kind of like us
right,
working on it.
right.
Yeah.
Definitely. So
Yeah.
let's talk about your healing abilities and things like that you've been doing here. But we can go into your meditation, which is also a healing thing that you do. But I mean,
Yeah.
that's a big, broad healing for everybody on Earth, and everybody, the Galactics too, probably are tuning in. And so, tell me about your healing part of the things that you do.
Okay. Well, we have our meditation tribe meets Monday through Friday at 8:11 on the channel. And there's a big group of us here too. And we call ourselves the meditation tribe, sometimes the sunshine tribe, but we do get a lot of galactic energy in there, and we do a lot of healing. We always invite people, if they want to say their name, to be in the healing circle if anybody's not feeling well. And then we also send out healing to the planet. Like Gaia's kind of got herself covered, right? And we do what we try to do to Gaia, but she's going to shake us off if we get too crazy.
Yes.
But it's all free will if anybody wants to accept the healing. So it's given unconditionally. And we heal the entire planet and every being on it, in particular the people that we mention in the healing. I started out doing Kundalini healing, which is raising the Kundalini energy from the earth and up your spine. And at that time, what we were working on was out your third eye to direct.
So that was energetically, you're pulling up energy from the earth to
Yes.
Kundalini and come out your third eye.
Yeah. And that's how that worked. Then I started doing pranic healing, and pranic healing is, you receive it through your left hand and give it through your right hand. I'm just giving you a generalization here.
Mhm.
And so a lot of times if we're in the healing circle, if we work with pranic healing, and we've got a lot of newbies in, we'll put on gloves. So, and say, okay, put your gloves on and let's send energy to these
Well, let's
people.
talk about the left and right hand then, because
Okay.
you're talking about left hand receiving,
Hmm.
and that's healing your body, and that's again energetic. That's
Yeah.
coming in. And so, what is coming in? What do you bring in the left hand?
So you're bringing in universal energy, universal healing energy. So
Okay.
you're not, you're a conduit and you're directing it. You're not using your own energy. And then you're sending it with your right hand and directing it. And my other sister said, I'm bringing all my sisters here. She was in one day and we were doing it. And she said, it feels like I've got a snow blower or a leaf blower and just sending that energy out through my right hand, which I kind of loved.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
thought, you're right. It kind of does. Like you
So,
got this,
so then you're taking the right hand and you're directing it to wherever you have an issue, or just all over your body. How does that part?
directing it to where you have the issue, to
Okay.
whoever it is. And I always also direct it to the medical teams.
This is what Jen Carr says. She says, it's exactly what I'm trying to teach myself.
Oh, I love that, Jen. We all, it's universal. We all touch into that creativity. That's why, somebody will be painting the same picture as somebody on the other side of the planet or come up with a similar song. That's how you do it too, Hypnicity. Yeah, I like that pranic. And recently, when I was in Sedona, I got certified for 1 and 2 Reiki. And I always thought Reiki, okay, well, I've got these other things, but it was really incredible. And I have to say, I worked with Debbie Freebird and Kevin Lewis and Jeffrey Peck, and they've been doing it for forever. And it was really interesting. Like we were working with symbols um, and it was another step. So I think everybody has their own power to create whatever type of healing energy There's lots of different people here that have studied shamanism and whatnot. Annie and many of you guys are. So it's interesting how we take something and make it our own. Like Dr. Gail works with the Solaris Healing Center.
Yeah, here's Ginger Sky says, I like playing with energy during my meditation. I feel a ball between my palms and I roll it around between my hands. It squeezes and then stretch. It's fun. Yeah, and it's amazing how you do feel that energy.
And isn't that, I love that, Ginger Sky. And I bet if you did ecstatic dance, you'd be doing the same thing, making the balls, because I think a lot of times that's what we're doing in that. But yeah. And
here's Jill Cartwright. I do this healing on myself while in the shower. The frequency of the water seems to help with the process. Yes, I would definitely think so.
I think the bathroom is one of the most sacred places in the world, Jill.
Yes. Yes. And when I was doing chiropractically, and we're, of course, you're using your energy and you're using an adjustment and you're using your hands. And I would pull in healing energy into my hands to start adjusting people, before I'd even start.
And how many people do you think, healers, don't even realize that they're working with that?
They don't, because I didn't realize that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I think this is light worker. The energy has been intense. Schumann resonance readings have been crazy for about 4 days. I've had constant headaches and like motion sickness.
Yeah.
Light worker.
So light worker, what we do, or what I like to do is we call in 33 trillion angels.
I'm always amazed. I'm going, one's not good enough. Two's not good enough. 33 trillion.
And it's kind of like a soft bed of rose quartz. Yeah. And when you call them in and ask them to lighten your load, it does bring in that softness. And it's like when I take off in a plane, I used to be kind of scared. And now I just imagine 33 trillion angels lifting my plane on a soft pink bed of feathers and then landing my plane. But yeah, if you wanted to call in that rose quartz, that angelic light, that high heart light.
Yeah. Here's Lori. She says she loves the left hand, right hand the best. I always call on Metatron and others to direct what needs to be done. That's great too.
Yeah. And Metatron is huge in this right now, you guys. So I worked with Metatron not that much for a long time. And then all of a sudden lately, he has been front and center. He showed up one time in one of my visions and he was just sitting next to me at a pond. And I looked up at him and looked up and looked up.
Did he say anything or do anything? He was just sitting there.
He was hanging with me. He was acting like just a regular guy in a spacesuit, pink and aqua.
I don't deal with him that much either, but every time I travel across the states from South Carolina to California, California to South Carolina, Nancy Jean's the one that taught me, call him in and ask for it to be shortened. So, it's almost like, and she uses it for like medical procedures to call him in so it can go like it starts and then it's done and you hardly know what happened. So that's how she uses him, and she uses him for other things, but that's how I started using him when I was traveling, and I knew it was going to be tough, and I'd call him to help with that.
That's interesting. I see him having a lot to do with the high heart chakra, which is kind of, for me, is my part where I connect to divinity, to the universal energy and love, unconditional love. And it's kind of like it will range from aqua to pink to lavender, kind of like his jogging suit that he showed up wearing the first time I saw him.
Yeah.
And it's and it kind of reprograms, and I kind of see us reprogramming our world right now. Mm-hmm. All of us, the light workers that are here, we're reprogramming things. So I think he has a big job there with changing things and hopefully shortening the chaos series that we're going through as we move into the age of Aquarius.
This is funny here. Deanne, I used to have a rock sitting on the back of my toilet that said, God grant me patience, and I mean right now.
That's perfect, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Hypnicity, your husband's having shoulder replacement. I'll put you down. I'll put him down right now, honey.
Yeah, yeah. You tell him to call in Metatron to make it go really quickly.
Yeah. 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 Definitely.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, Patricia says Metatron gave me a super macabre that resides in my soul star chakra. Metatron gave me some ways to use it. I send love and light to my list of people, places, events, and world in my meditation. That's
Oh, how
beautiful,
sweet.
Patricia.
Yeah, that's sweet, Tricia.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Be sure to have us on that list.
Yeah, right. And here's the other thing is it's a free will planet. So we can blanket it around the entire earth, but if there are people that don't want calm and peace and love and kindness, that's okay. That's their choice right now. There's no judgment.
Some people do like to be angry. Some people like to fight. Some people like that energy or whatever. Some people like that.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. And I feel like the earth is such a melting pot of entities
Mhm.
right now. Some are we're all the same in some respects. We're all one, but we're kind of coming together in the center, and because it's such a melting pot that we're kind of balancing each other. So I heard somebody say before that there's a lot of people that are coming up from 2D to 3D on the planet right now, and there's people that are coming in from
Right.
seventh and fifth dimension, and kind of there's that balance going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, Jen, I'm so sorry for your mom, honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know, Jen. We'll keep her in the. I'm writing people down right now, you guys. put y'all in the healing circle. So, yeah.
There's Laurie saying Metatron also does the pyramids. Nancy Jean introduced me to him. Pyramid activations are profound, a quantum shift awakening ancient energies and hidden truths about the earth and beyond. Laurie, that was a mouthful for me. A little bit slower.
Lori's on it, man. She's got this. You can tell.
She can teach us a bunch of stuff.
Oh my God. Yeah. And that's the thing when we come together here, you guys in the chat are just like, whew,
Yes. White Dragon, when I go to Walmart, it's like a trip to 2D.
I know, right? I went last week with my nephew. He wanted to get something there. And I didn't even, I was like, well, can't we go here or here or here? And he's like, no, they've got the best deal. So we went there. I was like, I'm not doing that again.
Well, I feel like that's more like a Sunday afternoon here when everybody's getting out of church and going there. And it's like a congregation is happening at Walmart from church.
Yeah.
Sometimes. And of course, they're trying to decide where they're going to eat. But yeah.
Interesting. Patricia says Metatron told me that Super Macabre has intelligence and it knows how to work. This is interesting. So, because I think AI coming online now that we're aware of it here. And I think, don't you think that there is some sort of intelligence to the programs that are coming in?
I do. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's going to be a real interesting merge, and again another balance.
And here's Cindy wanting to join your healing circle.
Oh, honey, yes, join, honey. I got you. Painful shoulder. Anybody that wants to come by can come by. It's open to all, and it's.
And she does that when she's doing her meditation at 8:11 Central Time, Monday through Friday. Correct?
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's when she does. If you can make her meditations, she's adding you to the list of people who need healings or things like that. Now we can go in. Meditate. Nancy Jean's telling me how to say this. Meditate to Metatron to move time. There we go. Thanks.
Oh, I love that, Nancy Jean. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's as I said, that's how I used it going across country was Metatron, come in, make this a short trip, make this, anyway, so it did work. So
I love that. I used to put a circle of white light around my car when I was driving
yeah.
interstate, and I was young and I was driving pretty fast.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'd also make it so that, I wouldn't get a ticket. Well, then one time I pulled off the interstate and I was looking for directions. I was waving my hand at the police officers. They couldn't see me.
Oh God. Well, here, Cindy, she says, thank you. It's the middle of the night for her when you're doing your meditations.
Oh, yeah. And if you watch them later, anytime that you go into any meditation, a recording or a healing, you can be allowed into that, because that's the same with the Solaris Healing Center, isn't it?
Yeah. So the police didn't even see you when you were going?
Didn't see me. The car was right next to me. I'm waving, and they couldn't see a thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Leah says, funny, a timekeeper is called a metronome and music.
Oh, right. In music, it is. It is. That thing that goes click,
Metatron.
click, click.
Yes, Leah.
Yeah. It's like, I haven't even thought about that. Thank you.
Yeah. And that's another thing that they showed me a few years back too, or that creating time changes and going into different dimensions, going back in time and going forward. And then that's a big thing for us now, I think.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Daniel 41. Oh, honey, Maria. Yeah. You got it. So, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A cloaking device, Hypnicity says. Yeah. It was.
I thought, if I was younger and I thought if I had a cloaking device and the police didn't see me, I can't imagine what I'd have been doing.
Right. Well, I was at the time I was in the School of Metaphysics and I was already, doing all this stuff. So
yeah,
I was a teenager, but I was studying universal laws and truths.
Which is amazing that you started at such a young age.
Yeah, I was kind of a nerd.
Nothing happened for me until I was, I can't say nothing. It always happened through my childhood, but not acknowledged, like in your family, until I acknowledged it myself or went to a friend of mine. And when we went in with COVID in 2020, so my journey has been so recent and like a force just pushed me going and going and going. But yeah, I just find that very interesting that you grew up in a family like that, and mine was being suppressed the whole time.
But you skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting, you guys, because the people that are coming online now and just getting started in this, especially the kids, everybody's remembering who they are. Mm-hmm. And you'll be just as good as a person that has, thrown cards for 20 years or been in the healing arts for 20 years, and you'll just be coming online and you'll remember everything and you'll make it your own.
Right.
Lori says, the Lyrans are the ones here with us now that help with the energy fields of moving back and forward. I just found out about that this week. Oh.
Yeah, they've been here for about a year now. The Lyrans have been here about a year now that they've been helping us. And Patricia, she's going into about the Merkaba. Again, let's see.
I've used the Merkaba once to go through different dimensions to the place of nothingness. I saw it rotate in Soul Star Chakra, and it encompasses me completely, and off I went. That is the space between time, right? When you go in there, the place of nothingness.
Well, I've traveled a lot in the Merkaba, which the most fascinating thing for me was when it started spinning and took me inside Earth. Like I was in there and we went down to Earth, and I'm going, because I'm used to going that way, not inside Earth. But that was pretty amazing to me that we went inside Earth.
What did you see down there?
I don't remember now because this was quite a few years ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I saw at that time. And this was during the beginning when I was struggling with grounding. And even my first time inside Earth, I was, Mother Earth took me down and she looked like a clay mermaid, colored mermaid.
Oh, how beautiful.
But when she was taking me down, and I had already been in the water, I've been everywhere I'm comfortable with this stuff inside Earth. I'm not fine with it now, but at that time I just couldn't. And even when she took me down, I kept popping my head out on Earth trying to get air, like I was scuba diving and having to come up and get air. And she would laugh at me because I was breathing fine when I was down there. But I guess I was getting a little claustrophobic or whatever, but I kept popping my head out. And she kept grabbing my hand and pulling me back down. So that was my first experience of going inside of Earth. Now, when the Merkaba, when I went spinning down, I think I was on a mission at that time. And anyway, my issues with grounding. Me, I'm always wanting to come out of my crown and get out of here.
Yeah, it's fun, and I think a lot of us that came here to this planet at this time are like that from time to time. Like, just let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's get on out of here. But it's interesting when we go inside the planet, a lot of times I see another universe.
Yes. Oh my gosh, there's all sorts of things down there.
Yeah.
All different beings and caverns and water and just another Earth inside.
Yeah, totally. Right. Yeah. And the healing waters down there are beautiful.
I just don't know why I had such a problem with it in the beginning. I did. I did. I mean, as I said before, it took 3 Native Americans. They sent me 3 Native Americans to teach me how to ground. I had 2 weeks of things I had to do. I had to go lay out in the grass. I couldn't just put my bare feet in. I had to lay out in the grass. And I think it was twice a day I had to lay out in the grass. I had to do all sorts of things for 2 weeks learning how to ground. And since then, I've been much better, and I catch it, a lot better now when I'm not grounded.
Yeah. It's I love that they had you laying in the grass. And I mean, the stories that you tell, Dr. Gail, I know that you feel like a newbie, but as opposed to people that have been doing it for a while, but you have amazing gifts and amazing experiences.
Well, let me tell you about laying in the grass. Anybody who has pets, all you're thinking about is, did they pee here?
Yeah.
So when you're laying out there going, and your dogs are at that time, I had 2 dogs. I'm going, I know I'm laying in their pee. I know they just must have peed here.
Right.
That's real grounding.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing like some poo.
Well, and that's the poo you can see. It was the peeing, laying in their own urine. Even though urine is sterile, it's still just the fact that I was doing that.
Well, they made it sacred ground for you then.
They cleaned it out for me.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. I remember I was working with somebody once and they had me go do a wee on my tree in the backyard.
Really?
To release something. And it helped. It was huge. It's
wow.
Yeah, in lots of ancient cultures, to wee on a tree or to wee on a rock is.
See, coming up on the ocean, we just think of jellyfish. When you get a sting, you're supposed to pee on yourself.
Yeah, a wee in the sea. Yeah, one with nature, right, Debbie? Yeah, doing their duty.
So anyway, my 3 Native Americans, I have one that stays with me all the time. He's Chief Running Bear, who helps me through a lot of my journeys, because a lot of my journeys, when I'm doing journeys, is always inside of Earth. And it's always a trauma that I'm dealing with that's inside of Earth, which makes sense from the beginning, where I had struggled being in there because most of my trauma is down there.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it makes sense. I mean, even one of the things I saw was a dinosaur had me around my waist. It was boom, boom, boom with his tail.
Wow.
That I died when I was probably about 20 in that lifetime from that dinosaur. So there's and I'm just getting it now. There was a lot of trauma related to inner Earth stuff.
Interesting.
And
And
these are past lives. These are past lives.
yeah, yeah. I know I've had past lives where I was smothered
Oh,
in the dirt, like a landslide or something, or I think it was another planet. Um, and I had to go in the mud to hide or something and didn't come out. But I don't like to swim with my face in the water, and I don't like to lay on my stomach.
wow.
And
Wow.
yeah,
His
yeah,
past lives will get to you.
they will, they will. Yeah, you guys probably go through that. That you know, something isn't something feels uncomfortable, and then give yourself credit because it's just
Where you're facing it. Because
yeah.
one of the hard things that I faced was I was walking through plants, and I'm walking with my power animals and everything. And my poor lion, poor guy, I hold on his mane and I'm grabbing it and I'm afraid, and we're going through it. And swear the guy's going to be bald before we finish. But it was when I had plants around me trying to eat us, trying to bite at us. That was real scary.
Whoa, what planet were you on?
I was inner Earth. I was in inner Earth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
hard. To me, it presented as inner Earth. So,
yeah. Well, it is such a conduit too.
yeah.
Um, yeah. I always a lot of the caverns that you were talking about, I see those and I see guardians in the caverns that kind of look like the guys on Easter Island.
Well, inside Earth also is the first time I faced the devil. And
Oh.
I was, again, going on a journey, and I don't even remember what the journey was for, but it was presented. I was holding my white rabbit, and he wanted me to exchange my white rabbit for what he could give me. And it was almost like, I'm not Catholic, but it was almost like I was in a Catholic thing talking to him. And he kept saying he wanted my white rabbit. He wanted my white rabbit. And I was going, no. And except we didn't have this thing in between us. I mean, he was there, right there at me. And I kept saying, no, you can't have my white rabbit, because my white rabbit represents fun and free and lighthearted. And so when I was leaving, and I kept saying no, and finally refused, and they were going to let me go. And all my line and everybody had to stay outside. They could not come in there with me. So when I was leaving, I was going down the hallway, and his room was right here. And I was holding my white rabbit like this, sliding my back against the wall, so I wouldn't even go near that room. Missy, confession. I wasn't doing a confession. It was dealing with the devil. He was wanting me to give up a part of me to have whatever he had to give, and I wouldn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah. And we can always say no.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you.
So those are my inner earth. I call that inner earth experiences.
It's interesting. I did a journey with in a meditation with some other people once, and they took us inside, and we went through the Hathors inside the
yeah.
earth, and that was really interesting. And it felt like there were guardians in the different areas that we had to shine love to gain entry.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, yeah, it was interesting. I just wanted to say, Troy T-Boy 503 Star Child says, does anyone besides me feel like I just can't stand it here on Earth? And I just want to get out of here so bad. It's a hopeless feeling.
Well, I'm sorry. There are a lot of people who feel like that. Is anybody answering that question in here? Because there's a lot of people who feel like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like, Troy, that this happens time and again at different times in my life that I felt like that. And we're sending you a lot of love. And call in your 33 trillion angels always, Troy. But also, I think there's probably, if you're an empath or a star being, you're going to have a time on this planet that you're going to be like, I so don't belong here. And a lot of us didn't want to come back. We were like,
well, here's Denise saying, same, I'm working on it. So she's feeling the same way. So you're not by yourself. But yeah. Well, yours, people didn't want to come back. Mine was, you're going back? That's how I was. Really? You're volunteering again?
Yeah, that's what my star beings were saying when I was diving in down here, and they were like, "Oh my god, she's going in. Oh my god, I can't believe it. What is she doing?" And I
All
was like,
right.
"I'm doing it."
Well, I have starred 25 questions.
Oh, whoops.
Exactly. So I'm sorry, everybody. We just got kind of carried away on talking about things, and we didn't
Yeah.
even cover everything we were wanting to cover. But I'm going to start off with Jen. You can go ahead and read this while I'm looking at
Okay.
some
All
of these
right.
we have answered that I starred.
Okay. I am wondering, how do I trust the information I am receiving? It comes as thoughts. Sorry, I'm working, so I'm early, but we'll be listening. Um,
Oh, you're working, so you'll just be listening. Okay, Jen. Okay. My information comes in as my own thoughts and my own voice.
mhm.
I know other people comes in different voices. Mine's always in my own voice, and I'm able to pay attention to it. But and I'm familiar with it. In the beginning, it was really hard, but I use the pendulum if I'm questioning it. What do you do, Teri?
It's funny. I was kind of trying to abide with how that works for me. And I feel like a lot of times when it comes in through my throat chakra, and we were talking about the throat chakra before we came on today, but when I hear it does come in as me saying it or thinking it usually, but there will be some part of my body that interconnects and I can tell that it's
My,
spirit coming in.
mine's my left hip
Yeah.
ear comes in through and it's my left ear that rings all the time, but
Yeah.
it seems like it comes in through here.
Yeah, and mediumship comes in a different space than
Oh yeah,
that does, and then if I'm remembering something and, then sometimes it comes through my throat chakra, but it comes through at a different point where I feel like this is something that I know.
yeah. Hypnoticity saying my pendulum and automatic writings have helped me. Now
Yeah,
I'm definitely a writer, so I'm always writing things down. So I didn't even think about saying that hypnoticity. So thank you. So whenever something's coming in and I'm questioning it, and I start writing, and then it comes to fruition, I don't have to do that as much as I did in the beginning. Um, but before, when I was questioning what was coming in and if that was me or anyway, I did do a lot of writing at that time. Now I'll just get up and go get a pendulum to check it out. Most of the time, I really don't have to do anything because I'm familiar where it's all coming in, like you are, Teri.
yeah, yeah, and when you start abiding and really looking at it, I just wanna say, everybody's really standing behind Troy and holding space for him. Thank you, you guys. It's amazing. So loving.
Yes. So Troy, just keep coming back because you found your group. So,
Yeah.
a lot of people who want to be out of here, they're star children and really didn't want to, or came here going, oh, it won't be so bad, and going, oh my gosh, it's terrible. Everything I heard about Earth is awful, and they're right. I don't want to stay. Get me out of here. But you signed a contract.
Yeah. I heard, Kim and then 2 of you was on the channel last week, and she was talking about, that Earth is like the Harvard of all the planets, that you come in and you learn so much so fast that it takes somebody, a soul to come in that is like really, wants to accelerate quickly. It's like speed reading, but it's at the speed of light reading.
Well,
So,
that certainly has been.
yeah, yeah, it's a lot going on down here.
Yes. All right. So, Jen, I hope that helps you. I don't think you're going to have a problem. I think you're just going to need to develop it.
Yeah.
Um, so there's Leah. Oh, may I have a message from my star family? There you go, Teri.
Um, so Leah, are you having fun yet? Is kind of what's coming in for me. Like that song, What Have You Done For Me Lately? Is that the Pointer Sisters?
I am pulling out of the gateway, and this is so funny because I've been looking at this gateway of light activation, and I can't believe because I was talking about this earlier. Earth star activation, Earth star activation, and so Leah, anchoring, grounding. You need to ground. I'm not going to tell you to go lay out in the grass like I had to do, but and I'm hearing there's a little bit of block on your Earth star activation that you need to be working on. Now, Teri and I'll be doing the Slayers Healing Center in a couple of weeks, and if you want to come back, we can work on that. But right now, you can go ahead and start working on it with a meditation. And that's Earth Star meditation, and that will help you ground because you got a little bit of block there, and that's part of the having fun.
Yeah, yeah. And I got this is your power place. So, but the power place is at the bottom there, right? So, grounding for sure. And it's just because you're activating so many. Like, look at these. There's 3 pyramids here. So
it's
that
like
pyramid
she's wanting
energy.
to climb out, and she's got to come back down too.
Yeah, yeah. It's Leah. Yeah, always up, right? So pulling in all that energy, making sure that we're grounding into it. But I do feel like, yes, ma'am, she says, right? Yeah, that's beautiful though.
Okay, let me see what I've got here. I've got Diane G. Go ahead.
Okay, may I please know what my guide Oliver is helping me out with? He's a mantid?
This being
Oh,
from
okay.
Paris. Yeah.
Oh, and he's new to my team.
Oh gosh, you got a mantis being. You're lucky.
Oh,
Mantis beings for me, when they show up, that means they're showing me what I'm getting ready to do. And they're almost like getting me prepared for what my future is getting ready to be. And I'm going to see if this is what's going on with Diane, if this mantis being is getting her prepared for her future. And I'm getting a yes, Diane. So the message is hang in there, hold on to your seat. Here it comes. No turning back.
wow.
Oh gosh. But anyway, it looks like you're learning how to do something new.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if it has something to do with healing, but I pulled a healing card for you. And this deity is in the waters, the healing waters. So the healing lagoon, rejuvenate, recovery, time to heal. It's safe to stop. So just immersing yourself in that healing water, Diane, and kind of that's the space where we can surrender and kind of get all the information that we need.
Okay. I'm reading instead of reading the questions. Reading the responses.
Right? Yeah. Sonia, thank you. Janet Jackson, right? What have you done for me lately?
Okay, here's RLC. Go ahead.
Okay. Who is teaching and training me when I sleep? I don't remember it in the morning, but wake up drained. Thank you. Interesting.
So you're going out there working, RLC. Let's see. Let me make sure that's what you're doing. Let me see if you're going out of your body working. Yes. And for me, RLC, there's 2 different ways I go out working. I have 2 different bodies. My body when I'm astral traveling is when it's see-through-y. I can't actually work. I'm just going out and checking out things, looking at it. It's where I go out and get on the net or the grid and relax and contemplate things. When my light body goes, it's my physical body that goes, and sometimes I can go as my human, or I can take on another body that I'm traveling with. So there's 2 types of ways that you're traveling. Right now, you look like you're astral traveling, your light body that you're see-through as you're going out investigating, and you're looking at what your future is getting ready to be. But it's almost like you're going out there to the net. Is what they're showing me. You're going out the net and going, let me check out this planet and that planet and that planet. I'm going to work over there. Okay, let's go work there. And that's kind of what you're exploring right now.
Wow. I love that. So I pulled another healing card, you guys. It's like this is a Palladian deck. Change is coming. So I think yeah. Change. Remember the only constant.
Sorry.
That's okay. Remember the only constant in the universe is change. You are always changing. And that can be draining too, but I think a lot of us are working with the changes on the planet and galactically.
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
yeah.
Callie Healer. She can give us some tidbits too.
Oh, hi, Kelly.
And June Journey 1. Um, let's see, what else have I got? I've got a bunch of questions starred. So, and I was a good steward in the beginning, as I always am, and then it kind of falls apart. So here's Lightwalker. She has a question. Um,
Okay.
oh, okay. Do I have any galactic guides? Any messages? Pretty much, Lightwalker. If you haven't gone running and screaming from this chat here, that you're connected to the galactic. So we're going to just say that in the beginning. And Lucy, yeah, I see three galactic guides, and they're showing me they're green. Let's see. Okay, one of them is a praying mantis, so that for me that means probably it's either they come in for healing or some change. But when they come in really strong for me, it means you're getting ready to do another job, and I'm getting a yes on that. So you're another one that they're coming in, helping train, get ready for a new job, and they'll show you your future. And I'm getting big yeses on this, Lightwalker. Um, so you do have a praying mantis that's with you now. I'm not sure that's a permanent one. I think that's a temporary one. But he's the one that's showing his face the most. But there are two other ones that are standing back. And I'm not sure yet what they are because they're wanting me to focus on that praying mantis. So that's all I can tell you right now, Lightwalker. I think there'll be more information coming in on that later. But I think this is important with this praying mantis on what's happening now.
Yeah. They're talking about, to me, Lightwalker, they're showing me a hat, like a helmet. If it's starting to come in too strong, they're saying this helmet is for you also.
Talking about a tinfoil hat? No, I'm just kidding.
It's like a tinfoil sombrero, really. It's for shade too. So there's a lot of information that they're bringing you, Lightwalker. So they're kind of just saying, you can tell us what you need. If it's coming in too strongly, and then you can put that hat on. And again, they're not really showing their face. They're just coming in with the hats.
Well, RLC, Diane's telling you sometimes we pick up attachments when we astral travel, so we wake up feeling tired. Please don't forget to ask for protection before going to sleep. Thank you, Diane. That's a good tidbit.
Yeah.
Okay. One day I'm going to get really good at this.
I was supposed to be helping you guys, and we can't figure out what I'm doing wrong.
I don't think that you're doing wrong, is we can't figure. You've got two people who are not that strongly electronics on the computers and things and trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
Okay, Rick Talley, question for you. What am I? What are you, Rick? I feel like I'm seeing you connected to the elementals. I don't know what I'm seeing. You're connected to the gnomes. I'm getting the gnomes. Yeah, Rick. Go ahead, Teri. Let me see if I can get more information because I'm seeing that he's so earthly bound to, and it's the gnomes that he's working with.
Yeah, like he's in the caverns or something, because they're kind of showing me the caves, Rick. Number one, I want to say, what am I is the soul question, and that's a yogi question. So that's one of the biggest soul questions. Oh, interesting. I pulled evolution card number 2, ahimsa diet, which is change your diet to lighten your frequency to help create a better and more peaceful world. Yeah, that was kind of obscure.
Where are you pulling that card from?
It's the Palladian cards.
Oh, Palladian. Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know if they're talking about like that's what you're taking in as a metaphor or if that's what you're taking in physically.
Yeah, Rick, I'm not getting an ET race right now because it's the gnomes
Yeah.
that you're so
Yeah.
connected to with the earth right now. And I'm getting a big yes, but I know that it goes more than that. It's just that I'm not getting more information because I've asked, and in fact, I think what your background is, I don't know that it's something that's in the normal, and I'm getting a yes on this. Like it's an obscure thing that you're connected to, a obscure ET race, obscure star. Oh, they just showed me which one it was. Okay, I would have to go back and look this up, Rick, what it is, because there was a star that I went to that we can see, but when we look at it, we can't see anything because everything's happening on the backside. And when I met these people, they looked like trolls, is what I would have said that they looked like. And they took me over the mountain or out of the mountain or the woods or whatever into their space. And I don't remember the name of what they are, but that's what they're showing me. And that would make sense that it would be the gnomes, because I think that's what they're showing me. The gnomes are connected to it. And then that is a star system that had those beings on. And Rick, I'm going to have to look up the name, but I did visit that star. So anyway, I'll have to get more information for you later. Just remind me.
Yeah, it feels like they're kind of showing me like a inner earth cavern that turns into a wormhole.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Denise, I'm not doing good at getting chores done.
Ditto, Denise. This is the season.
Okay, well, this is going to be one last question. Teri, why don't you look at one that I should pull up?
Oh, okay. Okay, Jill Cartwright. Happy Saturday. Can my star family tell me where I'm going at night? Still have a lot of orb traffic in my room every night. Thank you.
But good for you, Jill. Orb traffic is always good. Where are you going at night? Let me see. Are you going to I don't see you going to a spaceship. I don't think that's where you're going. You're not going to a spaceship.
Is she going to the light grid?
She I see her at the light grid, but she has already picked out where she wants to go, and it's a star. I'm thinking she might be going to the Solaris star, the Solaris Healing Center. Oh, okay. She is going to her own self-healing at the Solaris Healing Center. She has figured out how to do it herself. Good for you, Jill. And that's what they're showing me, is that she is going to the Solaris Healing Center, healing herself, but she also has something to do with it. Maybe the greeter or something like that. I'm not sure. But I've never met anybody who worked at the Solaris Healing Center. You're the first.
Wow, Jill.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, impressive. That's beautiful. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of light grid energy from you too, Jill. Like you're from one of those stars that just shines. So
she's saying, "Oh, how cool! I'm planning to open a healing center here."
Oh, perfect. Of course you are. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're picking up all the tidbits and everything from there for sure.
Yeah, it feels like your other body is a light body. Like sometimes when we're from stars, our etheric body is just light.
Yeah, Jill, is that why I feel like I know? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Really. So anyway, all right, everybody. Thank you. I'm sorry we didn't get to all the questions. I had so many starred, but we just got into everything else. But we will be doing the Solaris Healing Center in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I can come in and bring all your healing questions. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, moderators, for making this a safe place. Thank you, Teri, for being here also.
Oh, thank you,
What's
Dr. Gail.
what's your next show?
Today I'm doing a mediumship little Zoom retreat with Kevin and Jeffrey and Debbie Freebird. And so I'm doing that. And then tomorrow I'm having a show with Allie, Heart and Soul Connected.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
My next one will be Wednesday, and I'll be doing that with Danny. We'll be diving deep into the ETs and aliens.
I love Danny.
Yeah, so we'll be doing a show on Wednesday. So
Yeah.
anyway, everybody, thank you. Thank you for joining us, and we will see y'all later. All right, bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.